Cowie's Bookbinder's Manual, containing a full description of leather and vellum binding, directions for gilding of paper and book edges, and numerous valuable recipes for sprinkling, coloring, and marbling, together with a scale of bookbinders' charges, a list of all the book and vellum binders in London, etc., etc. 7th and new edition. London, William Strange, Jr., 8 Amen Corner, Paternoster Row. Price 2 shillings 6 pence. George Cowie, Printer, 2 Northampton Road, Clerkenwell. Notice from the proprietor. In presenting to the public this new edition of the Bookbinder's Manual, the proprietor begs to state that the whole has been carefully examined, extended, improved, and carried through the press by an experienced practical binder, whose constant occupation for a series of years in all the branches here described has, perhaps, rendered him the most competent person to define, in a systematic and perspicuous manner, the various matters connected with his calling. The work has already run through several editions, and is consequently so well known and appreciated, that but little need be urged in its favour. It may, however, be noticed that whatever of novelty in this improving age, in the art of binding, has appeared worthy of insertion, has been carefully collated and appended. On mature consideration, it has been thought advisable to preserve the general features of the earlier editions, and even to retain the original preface, inasmuch as the former apparently admits of no improvement, and the latter leads to identity. With these few prefatory remarks, the proprietor feels the fullest confidence in announcing this, the 7th edition, as surpassing its predecessors in extended information, and as justly claiming from the practical binder, the amateur, and the public at large, the fullest patronage. A great omission in the early editions has been supplied in this, with considerable care and accuracy, namely, a list of all the master bookbinders in London, a grand desideratum to the country, as well as to the metropolitan workmen. Also, a list of such principal firms as supply articles especially required by the binder. To the present edition have also been added various matters in a tabular form, embracing, namely, charges to the public and to the trade, a scale of the various mill boards, cost of machine rolling, pay for folding and sewing, also average prices for the general articles used by the binder. Any additional information pertaining to this work, either in the shape of a new discovery, or change of residence of the masters, or of any of the firms supplying the trade, forwarded to the proprietor, will be punctually attended to, and appear in the unsold copies in the form of addenda. Preface. In presenting to the public the Bookbinder's Manual, the author considers that he has applied a valuable desideratum. It is not, however, to be supposed that the experienced binder will require the directions here given, though even he will find some portions of the work, and all of its recipes, of infinite value. But there are many connected with the art whose knowledge is but superficial. To these its pages may be considered highly important, as forming a regular system, and containing all that is really essential to enable them to execute their work with neatness and elegance. It was suggested that a scale of charges to the public would be of much utility. To the binder, This has accordingly been arranged, and may be referred to with safety. It is formed from experience, and on the fairest principles, and must always be considered a handy reference for those less experienced in the art. As it has been the object of the author to convey his instructions in plain and perspicuous language, and to describe the process as minutely as possible, it is hoped the reader will look more for matter of interest than elegance of diction. In submitting his work to the public, the author trusts it will especially meet with the candour and approbation of those for whose instruction and improvement it has been written.